putting a national lockdown, stay-at-home orders is like house arrest. It's other than slavery, which was a different kind of restraint, this is the greatest intrusion on civil liberties in American history.
The man is speaking the truth here. You could argue about the internment of the Japanese during World War II, and I think that if he thought about that, he might say, okay, fine, it's the third greatest intrusion of civil liberties in our history, but it's right up there. And this affects far more people, while admittedly less specifically individually egregious. It affects far more people across the nation than the internment of Japanese, although, of course, the Japanese Americans, that was also racist. But this is a catastrophic blow to our individual liberties. And where have been the voices against this? You know, I even started to have people reaching out to me saying, Buck, you're talking about this lockdown thing too much. There's other things. No, this is the most important thing. This has been this year the most important thing because they can't protect you. They're not saving your life. So put that aside. You look at the numbers. You think the government's doing a great job of saving lives? They can't do it. The virus is going to virus. There's nothing they can do to stop the virus from spreading within the population to a level at which the virus won't spread anymore because there will be herd immunity. Which some of us have been saying from the beginning. We're doing a herd immunity strategy. We're just calling it a million other things and changing every month. We're just running around with our hair on fire, desperate to say it's something else. But it's not. But it's just simply not. Where were people calling this out? I remember in those early weeks, oh my gosh, the blue check libs. You just want people's grandparents to die. You just don't care about the elder. Just for bringing up the lack of evidence that lockdowns would even be effective and the certainty that they would be economically devastating and devastating to our liberties. Ask yourself this question, and it's one that I've posed before on this show. What are the outer limits of the ability now that a government official or a government official who's elected has when it comes to declaring an emergency and curtailing your rights? You think that, what are those limits? I don't know. Is there a time duration? Is there even a need for legislation? No, a governor could declare tomorrow a climate emergency in California and say no one can use any electricity, with some exceptions I'm sure they'd make, right? No one can use any water in their homes right now, only bottled water. And, everybody has to start changing the way that they, go about their day-to-day lives until we say the climate emergency is over. Oh, and unless you're an essential worker, you have to stay home. We're not going to make everybody telework. Why is there no authority? You might say, Buck, that's crazy, and it is, but they have the authority to do that now. My friends, if the government has the authority because it says so to tell you to stay in your home on pain of arrest or fine, to tell you cannot gather with other human beings, that you cannot engage in otherwise lawful activity, that you have to shut down your business and suffer the economic consequences, that you have bills that you must pay while being unable to make the income necessary for paying them because of government mandate, what do you think they can't do? And mind you, over 99% of the people that are making do that are zero risk to public health, do not have the disease, are not spreading it to anybody. Where are the limits to their power and authority? Friends, there isn't a limit. Lockdown in your homes if they want to for years. And some of them are even talking about extending this deep into next year. So let's not just pretend it's theoretical.